Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Good morning, everybody. Hare Krishna. So for those new people coming now, we're getting more coming. And we're chanting this magic mantra. It puts you in magical land. You can watch Lalita Ganga's video and you'll see a person in a very magical place, very happy. Yeah. And so in religion, actually, the essence of the truth, it's all about to please God in religion. Okay? And when you finally transcend religion, it's like this. You found the highest pleasure of God and reached the highest goal. And the highest pleasure of God, surprise, it gives us also the highest happiness. And this is what freaks people out. This is what puts a shock and awe on people's faces. What is this? This is called the happiness of God. He wants to give us that happiness too. This is the highest pleasure of God, and this is going to be forthcoming. Everybody's going to know this. Congratulations. Welcome to the New World Order. This is the new normal. Everybody is going to have great smiles on their face. Even Carl Schwab. Hopefully. Hopefully he gets it. This is the golden age. So you heard it first here. Cutting edge. Get in while you can. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Yes, the highest pleasure is this ecstasy, this laughing, crying, choking up. That's You're not going to find any more of a better God than that, or a happier God, or a more wonderful being to associate with that makes you feel like that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. There was a devotee devotee was glorifying one of these gurus, Jaipataka, I think it was. And Govinda comes up and says, you know Govinda, how he is. Just tells the truth, man. And so everybody's doing that in religion. They're glorifying people that are really not much better. They're not better than themselves. They're equal. They're the same. But here, what's going to happen, you're going to see people be glorifying each other because God will be awakened in each other. People will see God in people, literally. So this is the first fruits here. And could you imagine what a new world order, man? Like, God, it's like reorders religion to be what it's supposed to be, reorders the world what it's supposed to be. Everybody benefits. Man, it's fantastic. I mean, it's starting to see this. Otherwise, it's all feigned. It's all false. It's all faked. It's a fake out, man. This is real, man. God is in everybody, and people are going to see God in everybody, and they're going to know this is the God. Is He's in here? He's a very happy person, very ecstatic, and he cries a lot and laughs a lot and chokes up thinking about the absolute truth. It's a throat choker, man. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. See, God has been suppressed, and he doesn't like it anymore. He doesn't want to be suppressed in this Kali Yuga. He wants to be expressed. He wants the truth expressed. This is what I just told you is the truth, man. No lie, no exaggeration. It is. Prabhupada taught that the face is the index of the mind. If you see somebody really has God, they're going to look excessively joyful. More than just anybody else, not just these gurus. What the heck is that, man? Come on, man. Come over here. We'll put a smile on your face, man. Give us a couple of months. Let us shape you, like Carl Schwab says. Let's shape you into a devotee, happy devotee of God, or of this name. You can consider him your best friend. Forget about the God thing. You'll see this is a very good friend to have. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. You just open your mouth and you're associating with the best friend in the whole world that you could ever find. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna. He's his name, man. This is the universal truth. Always will be, always was, past, present, and future. This name is eternal, and you'll know it. Hey man, you'll get that. You'll see, man, there's no name like this. Coca-Cola ain't like this name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And if you say, well, I chanted, I don't feel anything, it's because you're not awakened up yet. Come here, give us a chance, man. Let us jumpstart you, man. Let us, let's jump you, man, so that your spirit can awaken, and then you'll be able to taste this wonderful name. It's like the best ice cream you can ever eat, and you can eat as much as you want without any bellyache. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. You can have coffee with this friend. That's what I do every day. I come here with my coffee, and I call up my friend, and we're having a little coffee time, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Oh my Lord, oh my God. This name is my God. I don't know exactly who he is or what he is, but man, I like it. I like to be with this name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Let's throw that religious God in the ocean. Give him back to the Pope. Here, take your God back, man. I don't want your God, man. You tele-evangelists, keep your God, man. You religious persons, keep your God, man. My God is fun, man. He's a fun-loving being, and I just call his name, and I feel really happy to be with him. I have a picnic every day with my God. My God is this name. I don't know exactly who he is or what he is, but man, does it feel good to chant this name and be around that name, that vibration. That's all I know. I'm not a religious man, but I just like to be with this name. That's all I know. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. I feel like I'm just in a great big rave, a party, man. Like having the best party of my life. No wonder we come here every day. Uh-oh, frozen. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, I'll come back. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. So don't worry about what Govinda said. Just chant Hare Krishna and chant that vibration. And that goes for everybody. Start chanting if you're not doing it. Chant, and begin to learn. You got to practice tasting this vibration yourself. That's the qualification to get it. Lord Chaitanya told people, you chant the name, chant Hare, and taste this name like I'm tasting it. Okay? Don't just come here and try to merge with everybody. Come and taste that name coming out of your own mouth. That's the whole point of being purified. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare. What do you think I'm doing? I'm tasting this thing. Why don't you taste it too? What do you think Lolita Congress is? She's tasting this thing. Why don't you try it too? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. People go all their lives chanting and being with these gurus who can't awaken their transcendental taste. All their lives, and it's always, oh, good day, what did you get? I don't know. You're supposed to go to a guru to get this taste. That's the Hare Krishna movement, man. Bhakti out these. You go to the guru to get this taste. And the gurus don't have this taste. They're all into this knowledge and studies and memorizations and big positions and big sticks and all the going around the world giving proud classes. No, that's not good. Gurus can't spark my taste. You should be asking that. Anybody coming to Krishna or Guru, can you awaken my taste? Ask them that question. Everybody. One lady's considering initiation. Why don't you go to your guru now? Can you awaken my taste for chanting Hare Krishna to the point where tears are pouring out of my eyes and I'm laughing like a madman? Can you do that in the next year or two? Ask them that. You all ask them, even if you've been with them for 40 years. If they say no, then you come here. That's what we'll do. That's Hare Krishna movement. Why waste your time, man? Your time is precious. Don't let Maya and those under Maya, those in religion, block your way. Listen, here, try it out, man. You'll see. Nothing to fear. Only illusion. Only those who are under illusion that keep others under illusion. That's all these religious leaders. They're not there yet, man. Don't believe it. It's just everybody. Don't believe what everybody says. Believe what? When you come here, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Give us a month and we'll decondition you. And you'll become clear, logical. You'll ask questions. You'll be able to ask questions. You won't be suppressed. You'll be expressed. We go right up like Govinda did, right up to the biggest gurus and confront the disciples and say, hey man, what's so big about him? Well, everybody says he's, why is he? Does he chant in ecstasy? If you're a successor of Srila Prabhupada, let's see you chant in ecstasy, man. Because that's a successor. Prabhupada, he was successful in chanting. Well, if you're succeeding Prabhupada, you better be like him. Otherwise, step aside. We're making people like that who chant like Prabhupada and express it too. He was holding it back because people still, they're not very smart. Even though I speak like this, speak logically, clearly, what is he saying? You have too much association with these so-called gurus. That's the problem. And their followers. You're bamboozled, So anyway, if there's somebody in that fold that has Krishna gives intelligence, we just made a way for you. The way is the word, and the word is called truth. Come in through that door of truth, man, and you'll be free, set free, even in this life. You'll feel it, and you'll need all this. Well, I'm not very happy, but maybe when I die, they say I'm going to get into the pearly gates. Second jive, Maya, religion. Abandon all varieties. Hey, there are scriptures they worship, but they can't be. See? They can't act like that. Abandon all varieties of religion and its rules and regulations and its mandates like under Biden. Mandate after mandate, every year more rules, more mandates. They can't do it. And why are you going to religion when Krishna says abandon it? Well, only because this hasn't been available for a long time, but it is now. It is now. So we're here for you smart cookies who Krishna gives some good intelligence. You don't have to take initiations from these people who haven't realized God. Yeah, I don't have to. I give initiation every day. You just come and listen to this mantra from somebody who chants in ecstasy. Or even listen to my disciples who chant in ecstasy. You get initiation a zillion times more than you ever get from these formal persons, these poopy pope types. Who are they? They're like straw here. They have no meaning. They're not even awake. They're not even born yet. Spiritually reborn. You gotta be spiritually born, man. Spiritual senses so you can taste this wonderful mantra. The real authorities who are those who can taste the ecstasy in the name. That means they're associates, transcendental associates of the Lord. And that's the kind of devotees we make here. We convert here into those who have realized they become whole. Holy means whole. They become whole. Wow, I found my other half. Oh, I thought it was some man or woman out there that's always kicked me in the face eventually, or divorced me, or died on me. And I went, ah! Yeah, this Lord here this is what we're all, man or woman, we're all built for this. We're all built to be whole again. Whole. Whole means sometimes God is expressing that divine feminine, that the weird, the emotions and all that, and sometimes the authority. You notice that here? That's what you can be like. Softer than a flower and sometimes harder with the law of truth, which is like a thunderbolt to illusion. We're throwing thunderbolts at the illusion. See, authority. And also that softness. See, when you can demonstrate that, you're a real spiritual master. You're a real successor. You're a real acharya. Otherwise, you're still one in the making. don't care about your titles or titled or untitled. Still in the eyes of God, you're a pipsqueak that needs to be instructed properly. Hare Krishna. That's why he sends his generals here. People just don't know how to recognize generals. We make colonels and sergeants and even generals here. The army of Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama. That's the way Lord Chaitanya was. He would oscillate back and forth between being an autocrat, authority, and then into brothers, back and forth. The devotees would see that. Look, he makes people like that. You become like that. Like father, like son, or like friend, like friend. Like transcendental friend, you become a transcendental. Sometimes very authoritative, speaking real truth, and you got inspiration because truth, man. It's very inspiring to speak truth, uncompromising, like the scepter, like you're the judge, in the courtroom, and you slam that hammer down on the table and say, "This is how it is," and it's just because it is how it is. I just have, a judge. A good judge has a law books, and they know those law books, right? And they sit on the seat. Court in order. The law books of Prabhupada for the next 10,000 years are in force. See, that's that other part. And then there's the soft part. Back and forth. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna. If you don't come here, there is no possibility that you will understand Chaitanya Lila. I haven't seen a person on this planet, I've been around, that understands this Lila. Not even a little bit. They don't understand the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, nor do they have the power to preach it. Not even one. But that's how rare it is. There's always just kind of one person that starts this off. You notice? There's one person who knows. There is one Sudama out of 1 million people in the kingdom who knew. One Jesus Christ, right? One Lord Chaitanya, one Madhavinda Puri. There's always just one around, that happens to slip through Maya's hands. And out there teaches the truth and liberates so many. Well, that time is again, that's what I'm seeing. People are finding out what the true God really is. He's a happy God, man. He's fun to be with, man. And his knowledge personified, man. You become like that. You look at the scriptures and you tell people exactly what's in there. The heart of it, the essence. No one else can do that unless you're empowered by the Lord. Truly anointed. I see some Christians doing pretty good, but they need some of this if they really want to perfect their God consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Tom, where are you? Get up here. I want to see you chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna. You come here, you get over it. You won't fear anybody. You won't fear these gurus. You won't feel anything. The government is nothing. Because you're with the fearless one. See, God, that Lord, you're meant to be sovereign in experience of God. But you need to be around those who have encounters with the Lord, the true Lord. The Lord is transcendental. He's spiritual, man. He's spirit, man. You got to see people who know spirit, and you can see they know spirit, man. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hey there, Ashish. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Yeah, put some clothes on for God's sake. Hare Krishna. Put those clothes of ecstatic love on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. It's like, look, people think, how do you please God? You got to be dressed right. You got to have a dhoti. You have to have this and have this. Lord Chaitanya showed what his pleasure was. He saw Nityananda's bare frame, completely nude, no clothes, not even one. And he's the God. Lord Chaitanya, he's the initiator of all dharma and religion and all of that. And he's looking at this bare frame of Nityananda and smiling in great happiness. Why? Because Lord Chaitanya was chuckling like a little child in ecstasy and God. No fig leaf, didn't he? He was pleased the Lord by his ecstatic devotion. See? For those devotees, there's no duty for you. Okay? You unburden people of their duties. It's like Jesus, you become like Jesus, not Jesus. Otherwise, you're just a crazy guy, an egomaniac. No, you become like Jesus. You'll say like Jesus. You'll say these things. Because you're able to do like Jesus. You're empowered like Jesus. You're empowered like Lord Jesus. You're empowered like Prabhupada. Empowered person. You'll say, you religious leaders, you Jaipatakas, you Radhanas, you Narayan Maharajs. You heap burdens on people, but you can't take them off. You know what taking off the burden is? You spark people's spiritual bodies so that they can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra if you're a Vaishnava, especially. And now they're sovereign in their attraction to God. And it becomes more and more deep, their relationship, transcendental relationship, busting the bonds of birth and death. For them, there's no duty. You become like that Bhagavad Gita verse. Personally, you want that, or you always want the Bhagavad Gita verse? You see it out there, you read it, but don't understand it. How would you like to be it? That's called devotee Bhagavat. That's what we make here, devotee Bhagavats. It is a devotee Bhagavat. She is what the scriptures describe. That pleases God very much, therefore I'm very happy with that. Those who follow the real word of God and are the doers of the word. Doer of the word means you've got the result, man, because you did the right thing. You learn from these doers of the word who teach you what to do so that you can get what they have. Sovereignty in this world. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And for you new people coming here, listen, you stick around for a while. If you take a seminar, you got to spend so much money to do it. And they make you stay for a month or so. And they cost you a big dollar, and you don't get even a tenth of what you can get here. Stick around here. It doesn't even cost you anything. Come here, chant with the devotees. Check this out, man. And you'll get a result you can't get anywhere else in this world. See for yourself. But you don't put the time in. You think this is just like anything else. Well, then you'll be out there paying big bucks for all these things that don't get you very far in anything. You go spend your money on all these ayahuasca trips, all these new age seminars cost you lots of money because you think, well, if it doesn't cost lots of money, it's not valuable. That's all a big illusion. When you find the truth, you find very rich people. See? Rich people in realization. See? Rich in understanding of what life is all about. Rich and able to access the keys to eternal life. Really, it's always life after life, and more life. So much so, it just comes out. They don't need to charge. They don't need to charge a dime for this. So much life in this, man. It fulfills everything. You want to be purified? You come here. You'll learn how to have the highest happiness that you're trying to get by spending all your money on new age techniques, meditations, and all that stuff. Costs you a fortune. Go try and see Eckhart Tolle's seminars without paying for it. Literally, you can't even watch a video now. Well, you want to see more. It's all about money in the world. Okay? Here, it's all about the happiness of self-realization. And to realize the truth, you become so abundant with real life, real energy, real truth. And you really truly help others with a purified heart. Not to do business. Well, I'll help you if you give me some money. That's what the life is about here. Well, I'll be your friend if you give me some money. Oh, River, all right. Sorry about that. You got to say that there, River. Otherwise, I don't know. You're down to them. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it's, this is the essence. See, we're these rolling snowballs. We gathered a lot of snow, man. And we're ready to blanket the world, man, with snow fights. We throw these snowballs at everybody. And they're going to cover everybody with Santa Claus, with presents. It'd be Christmas, man. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare, Hare Krishna, yeah. Presents for everybody, free love. Remember the hippie days? That's what it's. This is the truth of it. This is the free love those hippies been working for. That was all body stuff. Ended up in, what do you call? Everybody got syphilis and all kinds of weird diseases. Here, free love of the spiritual body is clean, pure, not full of all those worms inside the body and all that stuff. This is the spiritual, very clean stuff. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. You come here, you'll know personally why Haridas like to chant the holy name. You'll be relate. Not like, boy, he chanted a lot of relax. Let me see if I can imitate him and chant a lot of relax. You'll just say, yeah, man, I can see, man, this name tastes so good. It's so wonderful. Let me set aside some time, and then a little more time, Yeah, a little bit more time. It's like putting money in the bank, Hare Krishna, savings account. The Lord puts a little savings account for you. It just accumulates. It just gets better, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Yeah, I mean, if you go to a guru or a teacher or a preceptor, man, and you consider yourself you attracted to Krishna, go to somebody who's attained Krishna that can show you they've attained Krishna. Attaining Krishna is this transcendental relationship. If they really have it, they have symptoms. The tears come to their eyes. The scriptures tell you the symptoms. Those who have attained love of God, that's the guru, man. The guru that everybody's looking for. The guru that these gurus are looking for but don't know it. They didn't make it with Prabhupada too. Many of their disciples will get it first because they're usually encased in such a great guru. Yeah, I think you're a small fry, personally. Prove me different. You come here, Jayapataka. You come here. Let us see that you're a real what do you call it, successor, or you know in ecstasy.
It's getting
Show us
short.
that you really represent love of God.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'll figure it out. Hare Krishna. Yeah, working on it here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare. We're back, right? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Yeah, I have to preach like this because there's not much time in the sense. Really, people need to find the real path. Somebody, like Jesus said, if you have a light, don't put a shade over it. Just hang it up, man. The light is here. The door is here. You want Vrindavan seriously in this life? Come here. You'll probably get it. I'll say probably because, if you're a real slow learner and you have a lot of attachment to this stuff, well, maybe it will be a little, but you'll get a lot faster than anywhere else. But you can be with here those who've attained Vrindavan already. It's very inspiring. Those who have pleased the Lord on the level that Lord Chaitanya came to give others. You can see that here with your eyes. But you can't see it in all these groups with these gurus and everything. Matter of fact, they'll chastise you if they see a tear. How dare you cry? You're not supposed to. Oh, really? See, they don't know where it all started from, this crying, laughing, choking up that the Lord gave people, that we're giving people. We're sparking their spiritual bodies into existence. Otherwise, it doesn't exist for you. You're not aware of it. You can't chant in ecstasy like this. I ask you Vaidhi Bhaktas out there, you followers of Vaishnavism, what is more important, to spend 40 years and never awaken your taste like you see here? Or to come here in a very short time, sometimes 5 days, a week, maybe 1 day, maybe 6 months, 8 months, and then you have a spiritual awakening that lasts forever and increases forever. What is the better path? Where's more light in this world? Where's more conclusive knowledge and understanding? How do you want to spend your time? And that goes for everybody in the world. Anybody can come here. You'll learn the essence of what existence is all about universally for everybody. We're all connected to it. There's got to be one universal truth, right? Because we're all connected. People get lost in this illusion. They think, oh, there's no universal truth. Yeah, this truth is inside. We're meant to be connected with Source. And when we make that connection, we're whole again. Every single one. I don't care if you're a demon, a good person, a bad person, a liberated person. It's all the same. Connect with that Source, and you've completed your mission in the universe, and you're free. Many people are set free from here. We're only here to help spread the word, spread this message, spread this knowledge, spread this ecstasy. No other reason to be here. And it's fun doing it. That's the thing. It's not like it's a labor. It's a play on the stage of the world. The best play, the greatest show on earth now. Show me a greater show than this show. Showing the ecstasy of God is always the greatest show on earth. Showing the knowledge of the essence of truth is always the greatest show. So show. Otherwise, people are showing you all kinds of stuff and illusions. And you go and chase this thing and you chase that thing. Chase this illusion. They're showing this and showing that. That's called illusion, Maya, the devil, whatever you want to call it. It's shadow, the shadow of truth. You're chasing shadows, like a dog chasing its tail, running around like that. That's the world. You come here, you get real knowledge how to transcend that. See, you'll know what the goal of life is for everyone, universally. You'll speak to the heart of everybody. Because what's in everybody is the same being. We're all connected. People just forgot that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Let's see your mouth move a little bit there, Tom, Bhakti Tom. I don't see your mouth move much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. That just didn't move. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Weird.
Hare Krishna.
I cannot hear every word you say.
Oh, really? Okay. Hare Krishna. Oh, you can't hear now?
Yeah, it's because of the echo and the background sound. It's,
Oh, well, you got to tell us. You got to tell me that. Why don't you tell me these things? Then I can like adjust the music. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, and some devotees, if you focus on this mission, don't focus on the previous preaching and mission of Prabhupada, or Bhakti Vinod, or Bhakti Siddhanta. They're preaching Vaidhi. And you can see in their preaching, because I see devotees that bring up the sayings of Bhakti Vinod sometimes, and they can't discriminate between a saying in the mode of goodness and a saying in transcendental saying. You got to understand that it's a preaching at a time, place, and circumstance. These acharyas do. But some of the preaching of Bhakti Vinod, that's what I like to see when they're preaching transcendental Shuddha Bhakti teachings, not Bhagavad Gita, Bodha goodness teachings, And anyway, that's what you got to learn here. See, otherwise you're backsliding onto the mission here. And then you start promoting other people who are promoting the mode of goodness. And if you wonder, why am I confused? Why am I not solid? That's why. The ones who are solid here, they're with this mission. See? And this preaching. Not, well, a little bit with what they're preaching with Prabhupada's Vaidhi Bhakti thing, and a little bit over here, and then eventually get confused and you might fall away. See? So stay with our preaching and what is transcendental. And don't be promoting these other devotees, they sound really good. Hey, why wouldn't you promote? You think you think your guru's preaching is the same as some of these devotees who are just lost in Vaidhi land? If they, and you'll see that. Or you go and you put, we have people that give money to the temples and all that stuff, and then they also come here, and they end up being wishy-washies. You want to be wishy? You think Prabhupada had disciples like that? No, they're in his mission. Now this is the next platform on his order. So those who get behind this mission and this preaching, then you'll develop your spiritual consciousness. Otherwise, you'll be wondering someday somebody will come along and they'll preach to you in a mode of goodness type preaching. See, Gohar, he's not preaching like Prabhupada. He's preaching something different than Prabhupada. Well, a different platform, of course. This is called Radhanuda Bhakti, man. Of course, it's just like you go to Jesus and you say, you see, Jesus preached something different than Moses. Come on, man. Of course he did. He preached the next level. And he told them, he said, well, Moses preached that stuff, that hard stuff, hard rules and regulations because of the hardness of your heart. See, so, if you're coming here, you'll get confused by this two types of preaching. Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta, rules, regulations, mandates you must do, and all that stuff. So if you're ready to move on, you stay with our preaching, with this mission. Because Prabhupada even admitted, he said, Caitanya Charitamrita is postgraduate teaching. I'm doing that. I'm teaching postgraduate stuff. That's why you have to learn to discriminate between what is not postgraduate, what is preliminaries. And what is this? Because we want to bring people onto this platform. So, going around and sharing these things about the other devotees who are preaching, even though it's coming from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, look whose name is on it usually. They're promoting the mighty level that they were promoting. See? But there are sayings of Prabhupada that are spiritual, really like transcendental. So anyway, the idea is to get clear about that, and the more clear you get on that, you stick with our preaching. They're not, these things I get posts from these persons, they're not coming here. They don't even care what we're doing. Why are you posting the stuff that they don't, They don't care about what we're doing. They don't even come, and you're posting their stuff on our groups. What is this? With their names on it, You see what I'm saying? It's called commitment, dedication. See? When Krishna sees you like that, you're dedicated to what we're doing. Because this is on the order of Prabhupada. If he didn't want us to progress the movement, he wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have come here. Or you give your energy to the temples, you go over there and you why not give your energy here completely? Then you'll get some ideas of what you can do. You won't have to me to tell you, what to do and all that. You just come here and you'll get the ideas. You like when Krishna sees, man, I'm committed to this group. Gaurahari is my spiritual master. Man. He's the leader here. Is he? Didn't the Lord give me this job? It's just a job, a role, playing roles on the order of the Lord. Group leader, so come on, let's get behind this. We work as a team. And the more you do that, the more fixed you get, the more ecstatic you'll become. That's the main point. Otherwise, actually, you're associating with the lower vibration, of things in a different mode, teachings in a different mode. These teachings are, that's why you see Lalita relishes these things, because these teachings are in a higher mode. They're mode of Shuddha Bhakti teachings. They bring you, they lift you up into this platform of consciousness. See, it's meant to do that. That's why I think those teachings extract that. That's what Jesus, he extracted the essence from the Bible, and that lifted people up. The Pharisees couldn't extract those teachings. They couldn't see them. They weren't empowered to see them with the special potency of the Lord. Well, that empowerment is here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Let's see, what should we read here? All right. Oh, can't figure out how to turn this off. There we go. Okay. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chapter 1. It's chapter 1 of Caitanya Devotees on the spiritual masters. And you know why Prabhupada called it postgraduate? Because obviously he knew people didn't understand really what a real spiritual master was. There were, a lot of people came and they're trying to learn, and that's why he engaged them. They liked him. They liked Prabhupada. He was a charming person, but they didn't understand him. He couldn't express his ecstasy and all that stuff, who he really is. He was a Vrindavan man. See, Chaitanya Leela is postgraduate. This is Vrindavan. This is the door to Vrindavan, and it starts out with spiritual master. See, so if you really understood Prabhupada, you would understand the value of Diksha and Shiksha Guru. But they didn't understand. They got Diksha, which is bringing you closer to the Lord through his devotees. But then the Shiksha goes on until you reach the stage of ecstatic devotion, which is Chaitanya Leela's teaching. See, so we're on that, and we teach chapter 1 to help the devotees understand how to, through the door to bhakti is the spiritual master. This was chapter 1, right? People still haven't gotten to chapter 1. They've imitated chapter 1. They imitate being the spiritual master, but they don't have these qualities. That's why they had to come up with a checklist. See, they don't have the qualities of the spiritual master, so they come up with a checklist. What do you need a checklist for? You have the book. It's chapter 1. It's so hard to understand. Well, so we don't understand this chapter, but we want to be guru. See, we want to be guru. We desire to be guru. This is called blindness. And then they got a lot of followers. That's called the blind leading the blind, because they want to be guru. See? Now, a lot of people, they come to Krishna because they want the Lord. They feel there's something in Prabhupada's books attracting them. See? Well, it's called truth. See? And then they come and then they get the change up. They used to call it the change up. Then they get a guru who's not really the standard of guru that's listed in the book. See? So can they help them very well? Well, not very well. It's called what Prabhupada said, a blind uncle is better than no uncle at all. Maybe. Not always. Because both are blind, right? Both are bumping into walls. So wouldn't it better to have an uncle or a big brother who can see? Wouldn't you say? See? So the standard is in this book. And I'm explaining the standard. You could look and say, is Guru Haridas, is he that kind of guru? Does he fit that standard? I mean, externally, well, I got an orange t-shirt. Maybe that's something like sannyas or something. Orange, it's orange. See, the question then does the person fit the internal standard? If you're being used by the Transcendental Lord, even if you're a dog, you'll act according to the Lord's qualities. You'll manifest these verses simply because the Lord slips into your body and uses your body. He slips in there somehow. It's funny. There's another cute series on. What is it called? Just came out. Halo. No, that's another one. But anyway, there's a series just came out, and it's about a guy who's he's just a fool, man. He's an idiot. He even used the word, this idiot. He's an idiot. But there's a person that slips into his body, and then all of a sudden he becomes like a superhero. And then sometimes the idiot comes out and just takes control, and sometimes the superhero comes in there and performs all these uncommon actions. See, that's called the anointing. God, this is shadow of the truth. That's basically how it is. See, there's a flute and it's kind of on the shelf, and then the Lord picks it up. You know, the breath of God. You know, just picks it up. You know, it's like a leaf picked up in the wind. See, and he uses it, and then all the qualities of these verses become enforced because it's the Lord using the body, man. See, that's what we teach here. Are you ready for that? And this guy was fighting this thing. He said, I don't want you in here. No. And the guy, the outside, come on, let me in there, man. Let me save us, man. And that's it. Basically, that's called surrender. And we're basically all fighting with the true Lord. We're fighting with who he is. We fight with the devotees, right? We fight ecstatic devotion. I don't want to let that in. See? That's letting in the Lord. Oh, you see already, you see the first fruits here. We've let the Lord in, man. That's why we're ecstatic, man. That's called surrender. And it's beautiful. Oh, if I would have known, I thought surrender was a hard thing. I thought surrender meant pain. I thought surrender meant sacrifice. I thought it was going to be tough because that's what these gurus have taught me. Oh, it's tough to surrender to Krishna. The right Raj especially. Ooh, it is difficult to surrender to Krishna. Hard job, man. Mandates, all that stuff. And Radha Babaji, oh, surrender to Krishna. Yes, you must. You have to. Don't eat this, do that, do this. But we're Radhanuga Bhaktas. We're crying schools without the crying. We're living in Vrindavan without the qualities of the ecstasy and the knowledge of those devotees. Now, that's how the Lord does it. He slips into it's called surrender, and it's a beautiful thing. That's why you need to see role models. You say, well, Lalita Ganga, she doesn't look like she's doing so bad surrendering to that Lord. She looks pretty happy about doing that. That ecstasy slipped right into her, man. She welcomed it, man. See, you welcome a real devotee that has that ecstasy, what happens? The Lord slips inside you, too. See? And if you try to grab him some other way, that like these gurus have tried, by wannabe, he slips right out of their hands instead of just slipping right inside you. See? And then you become super empowered, with the anointing. All of a sudden you speak the truth that liberates people from ignorance. You can liberate a person that's ready to follow a blind guru for their whole lives in a second if they listen to you, the truth that you speak. I prove everything in the book, man. They can't. I'll challenge Radhanath. You come here and you show me that you know more. I'll challenge that Vaishya, that guy who's a guru in San Francisco. I challenge you to come here and show me that you are of the standard of Caitanya Devotees Meetup. Just come, and we'll have a discussion, friendly, nothing, hard, just easy going, friendly discussion about what is real guru. Are you ready for that? You give me your idea and I'll share my ideas with you. And let the truth win. If I'm completely wrong or something, I'll become your follower and learn real Krishna consciousness. How about that? Yeah. And if you don't agree and everything, and even though we're preaching right, you can go away. You don't have to be my follower. I only like people who like my friends, who want to be here. But if you can convince me that you have a higher truth and that you are really a representative of Srila Prabhupada, I've been looking all my life for somebody like that. I'll just bow down, I'll kiss your feet if you're really the true guru. Now, is that fair? And if you just agree with all these things, and still we agree, we have an assembly of devotees here. They can also judge. They'll judge the discussion, and if they all agree that that San Francisco guru or Radhanath or Jayapataka is correct, I'll just go away and I'll go follow them. Follow what Prabhupada really wanted, if he really wanted that. I mean, just convince everybody here. Now that's fair, isn't it? Is that offensive to ask for that kind of thing? I think it's very reasonable. I don't. I just don't have any fear about, you know. The Lord took away the fear. Just gave me logic and some idea. Even though I'm an idiot, like that guy. When the superhero would come inside. This is a shadow of the truth. The Lord is like that. He's a superhero, right? He comes in, he does stuff, and so sometimes the idiot would come back, and then the voice would go. It's like the voice of God to say, "Oh, the idiot's back." That's why devotees say, "I'm just a fool," and then the Lord comes in and does his trip. Why? Because we're surrendered to that. This is what you see here is after many, many lifetimes, maybe. Who knows? You can do it in this lifetime. Just come here. You'll see it's very attractive to surrender to God. And who is God? Nobody knows. They don't know in ISKCON who God is. God is this ecstatic personality. He comes in and too close, so close that you become ecstatic too, like him. You radiate him in the world. Otherwise, nobody knows. Where is God? This is the ecstasy you see in Lalita and Johan. That's God. Yeah. The truth that comes from that ecstasy, which is basically all, you look at the scriptures and you reveal the revealed scriptures to people. They're called the revealed scriptures, yet people don't understand them still. They have to be revealed from somebody God has slipped in and is ecstatically expressing. See? And then you can see what they say. That's why the idea is you spend a month or two here and you get purified. You see that these conceptions based on ecstasy is real Vedanta. Now, and then you start to realize, wow, it's all in the word. Bhakti, Vedanta, Vedanta because of Bhakti. You see, just like in the world you see the demons are all revealing the truth, what they do, how they're controlling everything. You see, that's being revealed. So the same thing is revealed on the level here of truth. Is we reveal what religion actually is, what it's really saying. For example, television. People don't know. After 40 years of watching it, they've been telling you a vision, and look, you're acting like that. Why are you doing? Well, I don't know. The authorities say to do that. That is very good for you. It's good not to breathe in fresh air. Why? Because you've been told a vision. They were telling you. We're telling you a vision, and you're acting it out. And our vision is, don't think it's going to be logical. Don't think we want you to act logically. We just want you to obey and comply. That's called Maya. I confronted one lady yesterday. I went on a boat to the island. It's like a 30-minute boat ride. So I'm sitting in a chair, right? And all these people, to get on the boat, got to put the mask on. And if it's below your nose, you got the monitors like in school. You can put it up there. The monitors, they got the little sign, like ping pong paddle with the sign, put your mask on over your nose. And we're watching and we'll tell you. Okay, so we got all that going on there. And I slipped it. As soon as she turns her head down over the chin, I don't give a shit about these idiots. I just play their little game. We see, and then they look away and down, all the way down. So I'm sitting in there, and okay, they do the mask thing, but the boat starts to fill up, right? And there's a chair right between me and the other guy. And the lady says, "Oh, really?" I said, "No way." I said, "This is COVID. This is COVID time. Nobody sits in a 6-foot distance here. That's not even 6 foot. I gotta sit. They have all these little things. You stand 6 feet away, And you want to put a guy right next to her, elbow to elbow, and him coughing and all that? No way. I wouldn't. And the manager comes, the boat guy, they're all coming down. They got three of them there. And come on, you want to see? I said, no, don't you see? I got to wear a mask and everything. And you want to put a guy right next to me, elbow to elbow? No way. I just loved it, man. It's like, and they're all freaking out. He's not complying. He's not. Yeah, because it's your rules, man. Tell I got to wear a mask and everything, and you want to put a guy right next to me? Are you? I ain't budging, man. And I just stuck to my guns, and the guy even said, "Oh, okay," and they all walked away. And then people at the table, sitting at the table, and they all. One guy says, "Yeah, man, I hate this." And they all. I said, "Yeah, they're nuts, man. They're teaching nutso things, and people have been watching television so long that they just do these things, illogical things. You've been programmed, man. See? So anyway, we do that. The essence is I'm not a rebellious type that much, actually. A little bit, maybe. But anyway, this is the way Maya is, even in religion. So they're telling you things. They're telling you a vision of what is a real guru with their checklists. They don't come up to the real standard. See, Bhakti Vedanta. You notice Bhakti, the word Bhakti comes first and then Vedanta. See, so they got all these Bhakti Vedantas that have no Vedanta because they have no pure ecstatic devotion awakened in their hearts. So where's the Vedanta? You're not getting real Vedanta. Where is that Gorahari? Well, it's called Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship the Lord with loving ecstasy, that's with the tears in the eyes like you see in Lalita and other devotees. I give them the real understanding. See, it says Bhagavad Gita 10:10. That's a Bhakti Vedanta. Them I give real knowledge. You look at the verse and the word for word. You'll see it's all in there. See, what I tell you is what's in the book. Why? Because some unknown person has slipped inside and give me the understanding. Because I've been laughing like a madman and crying like a baby for a long time. He gives me eyes, and I just tell you what I see. I call the shot. I'm just an umpire. That's another thing. You see, I got another hat today. Umpire. I just call the shots, man. Strike one. Foul ball. Outsider, man. See? Strike. See, these are strike. We strike, like a snake. So instead of venom, we got the truth, man. We strike you like a snake, man. Strike one, strike two. And each time you get bitten by this truth, man, you just wake up more. You start to realize. That's why you stick around for a while, man. Get these strikes. Otherwise Maya strikes you with illusion, strikes you with lies, telling you visions of lies and deceit and deception, all the way through religion that we've abandoned. Now we strike back at Maya with her fang of truth, man. Just lightning strike. I think they are fearlessness, because devotee means one who has taken shelter of Krishna. Exactly. Fearlessness. That's why these guys, they show they're not real good. They're afraid. They can't come here. I challenge them every day. I'm sure their disciples say, he's calling you out. Why don't you go? Well, I don't want to do it today. They're afraid, man. Afraid. I challenge every one of them. I challenge you all publicly. You guys could tell them I'm challenging. Gaur Das has called every one of them out now. Anyone can come here. Get that Prem Parojana. That guy, he's got the really smart guy, and he does the fighting perfectly, and he seems to have the truth. He does like that, just like his guru. Look at me, I'm really ecstatic. Okay, maybe he is, but I like to see it, man. Show me you're a real devotee, and then I'll kiss your feet. I kiss the Lalitas, no problem. It's giving me a bad reputation. I don't care, man. I know what God likes. He'll wash the feet of his devotees. Jesus did. Why shouldn't I? Man, he knew God was going to be inside them. Yeah, they're already inside my disciples. Yeah. Forgot where we're at. Chapter 1. Okay. I'm going to skip a little bit here. So, text 5. The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. See, this is what people need to see. The loving affairs. You got to see a devotee in relationship with the Lord, a girlfriend of Radha. Either a Manjari or a Gopi. What are you going to see? You're going to see the internal affairs of Radha and Krishna and the Gopis. Internal affairs, you see them expressed in this world. Otherwise, how are you going to know? Is it going to just be in a book, unintelligible, because you don't have the bhav, or you have the bhav like Prabhupada Bhakti so that you don't express it and show it? Or you have the bhav and do it and express it and show it like Lord Caitanya and Nityananda, and what's the result of that? Ecstatic love of God in people. See, because the real scripture is fully expressed, extracted. Otherwise not. That's why you don't see a bunch of love of God in Bhakti Siddhanta and Bhakti and Prabhupada and Bhakti Vinod's disciples. Because it wasn't expressed fully yet. That's why you don't see Vrindavan even in Dwarka or Mathura. You notice even in the liberated Dhams or Vaikuntha. Why? Because it's not fully expressed there. You got to see where is the full manifestation of this kind of mood of Vrindavan. Otherwise, you don't see the full nature of God. So who has the kahunas to show that in this world? Only a superhero. You want to be a superhero? We make superheroes here. We have the stuff to put inside you to make you a superhero. That stuff is the Lord, man, Radha and Krishna. They'll slip right inside. See? And the superheroes, they save you and you save others, right? They slip inside and you become empowered. That's called empowerment. You want to live a life of empowerment? It's fantastic. Isn't it, Lolita? Isn't it nice to be empowered? Right, River? Isn't it nice? This empowerment just comes upon you, man, and all of a sudden you're a different person. Yeah. People, they don't know, when I associate people, they think he's just an ordinary, nothing idiot, probably. And then they watch the video and they, who is that guy? Where did he come from? We teach people how to become like that. Sometimes seemingly very ordinary and sometimes very extraordinary. That's how it is. Otherwise, you just stay an ordinary person your whole life. You want a real life, man? Come here, man. We'll show you what a real life is. Prabhupada said, if you ever reach devotional perfection, which is here, what you see here is what he's talking about, because that's what happens when you find real devotee Bhagavats. They're like what he says. They're like that. You just walk around like a neophyte because you don't want to disturb anybody. But did he walk around like a neophyte? Well, after a while, he disturbed a few people. Bhaktisiddhanta also, and Gaur Haridas. A little bit of a disturbance. You got to. Hey, man, if you're going to preach deliverance, you got to disturb people. Lord Chaitanya disturbed a lot of people. Oh, they went against him. He railroaded them out of Navadvip. What is this kirtan they're doing? This ecstasy. Get it out of here. Just like now, it's always the same thing. What is this Gaur Hari? So ecstatic, so free. He says anything he wants about the gurus. Not afraid of anything. Yeah, of course not, man. I got the Lord slips inside here every day, man. Perfect fit. The Lord says, I like this. There's a few knots in this flute. Man, don't care, man. That's a perfect fit for me. He likes me. I like him. I can roll with that. He's not perfect he's not like no Rupa Goswami. That's okay. He likes me. I like him. That's how I roll in this Kali Yuga. I take these broken down jalopis like Gohari Das and I make them like Maseratis. And I go and I have these broken down jalopies like River Yamuna, and I make her a nice Hummer, man. You ever see those Hummers, man? The most expensive cars. And I take these food service waitresses like Amy and make her sing the truth, man. Cheerleader that she never could make the team. Oh, you made our team here, man. Put on those pom-poms, man. Where is she? She probably overslept today. That's all right. She'll watch the replay. Is this making sense to anybody, or is this just the wild ravings of a madman?
It all makes sense. And look, Amy is here. Yeah, I knew she was here.
Oh, she was in the background in the bushes watching everything. All right. The loving affairs of Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they separated themselves. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. See, that's so the Lord wanted to show that this is how it's done now, worship in separation. So when Radha and Krishna were here, there's Krishna and there were Radha. See, and they would get together physically, literally physically, and they have this that's why there's no fault in it, even though they were married, or she was married. See, she was married, she had a husband, but they would get together and mix and commune. But there was no fault in that because their bodies are truly transcendental. Even though they had regular bodies because she was married. But still, the body, Lord Chaitanya said, the body of the devotee is transformed into spiritual ecstasy, spiritual nature, even the physical body. That's why he went, Sanatana Goswami had these itching sores oozing from his body. The Lord didn't see that. He just saw transcendent. He just went and embraced Sanatana, God himself, with all those itching sores inside. What are you doing, Lord? What are you here? He says, your body's transcendental. I don't see any material body. It's completely spiritual. See, that's when a person has realized God. That's why I kiss Lalita's feet. It's spiritual, man. Spiritual. You know, the body of the devotee is transformed into spiritual nature, man. You know? So these two forms united into one person now. See, and they're united into us too. The Lord has taught us how that works. We also doing like he did. He was chanting Hare Krishna and experiencing the ecstasy of meeting Radha and Krishna. Krishna meeting Radha. Sometimes he would be in the mood of a maidservant, sometimes in the mood of Radharani, thinking himself Radharani. Sometimes he felt himself like a gopi and seen, from a distance. All kinds of moods, amazing moods. They're all inside the Lord, and they're all inside a devotee who has attained that mercy of the Lord, the highest mercy. That's why you Christians, you're fools for now. Well, you're fools anywhere. I'm a fool too, but not foolish enough. I accepted this mercy. This is It's like being in Vaikuntha and the Lord offering Vrindavan to everybody. Just come, we'll give you Vrindavan. Usually need special permission. Even in the liberated dance, even in Vaikuntha, you can't just go to Vrindavan. You have to be invited there. You have to be given the permission to go. Did you know that? Even you can't just from Vaikuntha go to Vrindavan. Uh-huh. But you know what? Special invite to the people of the world. Come into Vrindavan. The door is open. Just come here. Come through the door. You know? Let us expunge your record a little bit. You know, that record, that conditioning, all that television, all those visions been told by gurus, that false visions. All these gurus told you false visions, televisions. They're telling you a vision of checklist, which is not in the book. That kind of stuff, speculations, that they're real gurus but not real gurus. Yeah, come to Vrindavan, man. Even Vaikuntha people, they have to come here. Did you know that? Oh, you think they can go in? They have to meet a real devotee of Vrindavan who proves it, who expresses it, who teaches it, these secret things. I shouldn't be telling anybody this. I shouldn't be telling the world these things. This is not fit for the world. Yeah. But the Lord is very kind in Kali Yuga. He says, go, Hari, just liberate them all, like he told Nityananda. Just anybody who will listen, anyone who will fall down at your preaching here, you're preaching the essence of truth, they will be able to get in very quickly. You know, I'll expunge the Lord will expunge your record. You come here, you'll feel it because you'll be able to chant this name and you'll feel enlivened by it, or you'll hear these talks and you feel uplifted. That means your record's being expunged. The Lord is forgetting about all your sins. Gone, gone, gone. You're forgetting about all your shame goes. You take the fig leaf and throw it to the wind. Hey, fig leaf, go to the wind. Get blown somewhere else. Somebody else may want that. Throw it to the Vaidhi Bhaktas who still want to hold on to the fig leaf. They don't want this intimacy with God. They won't let the ecstasy slip into their hearts yet. Give them the fig leaf. Yeah, you carry that around for a while. And then get your big sticks and walk around the stage or something. Go impress the neophytes for a while until they get bored of you. And you get bored of being a guru. Like Sadhguru, he's bored, man. He's so bored he left all his disciples high and dry. That's what they all do. Get bored, man. Bored with his own knowledge. It is bored. I'm in another room here. Things probably echoing. Yeah, so probably too loud. I don't know what to do, man. I need the internet. If I don't come here and chant with my friends, my day doesn't go as well. This is the greatest show on earth. Yeah, so maybe we need to wake up a few people. They're lucky to be woken up by this. See, this is why they threw out Lord Chaitanya's devotee. Lord Caitanya and the devotee, they want to throw we're trying to sleep, We're trying to sleep. Well, you've been sleeping for lifetimes, man. Here you're lucky to wake up. Okay, back to so I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiments and complexion of Sri Radha. You know, this might help a little bit. These days, maybe I don't speak so loud. Okay, maybe this will work. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. See, the sentiment of Radharani, that is what delivered people, that love, that ecstasy. See? And of course, see, you got to hear the truth about that. That's why the books were written, and that's why the preachers preach the books. See, so they need to see the sentiment, that love, and then they have to hear the glories of it. Otherwise, you think it's madness. You think Radharani is mad, even though everybody's worshiping her, like in the Christian conscious movement. They still think she's mad. How do you know? Well, you see devotees who received her grace and chant in that with that complexion. Her complexion is ecstatic. See, it's golden. See, a heart melting molten gold. See, that molten gold is this love of God. It's this special love from God, molten. It flows. You ever see a volcano when it's molten? The lava flows. It's not hard like a rock. See, that's most of the devotees' hearts. They're not devotional. They're like rock. That's why you got rules. See, rock rules. Isn't it funny? Rock rules your life. Hey, perfect. Rock rules. See, rules rule the rocks. See? So if you come here, your heart starts to become molten, softens. It starts to, this love flows out. Out into expression. See, so the Lord came in with that complexion, with that mood, and relishing the name of Krishna. That's how people started to chant Krishna. We really chant. They went, wow, look at how happy he is. Because he's in that mood of a devotee in devotion, chanting God's name, and the happiness of that. So, Lalita, your turn to read a little bit.
Okay, Guru Maharaj, thank you. Oh, glories to you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you for your teachings. Thank you for this first part of your class, this class. Oh, glories to you. Oh, glories to the previous acharyas. Oh, glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita. Gadadhara. Srivasa di Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Desiring to understand the glory, the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she and our religions through her love and the happiness she feels, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love. the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, he appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean.
So read that verse again.
Desiring to understand the glory of Srimati Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes.
You notice that she alone relishes. This is how it was taught. See, the Lord had to come in that mood of seeing what she was relishing by being in that ecstatic love of the devotee, especially of the conjugal. And that's how he taught simultaneously. That's why this is postgraduate. See, this is where it's going. Is you have to see devotees who are like that, who have given the power, that kind of power to relish the qualities of Krishna. See the names. And notice she's chanting verses. That's Krishna. See, she's relishing certain qualities in these verses. See, and it's because of that love that you see with your own eyes. See, we're telling you a vision too, but what vision are we telling you? The as it is vision of the scriptures makes a difference. This enlightens you instead of puts you into material illusion. It puts you in spiritual truth, spiritual reality. See, you see right before your eyes what Lord Chaitanya was about. You see it in living color. See, you see what the book is describing in life. And that's what needs to be seen. Very powerful. Otherwise, you see in the book, you don't understand what it is. You don't understand the verse because you've never seen it. Even if you come here and you see it, it takes a while. You got to get purified of your karmic record expunged by associating with these caliber of devotees who can relish the qualities of Krishna of the scriptures in the scriptures because of the strength of their transcendental love. See? So you persons, you're so offensive for considering her to be a demon or something weird. Are you kidding? He's the most glorious person in the world. Has the full mercy of Lord Chaitanya to do what is described there. Anybody else here, you're getting these kind of moments. You know? So, hey man.
She alone relishes through her love.
Yeah, she alone. And you have to also become like that. An individual relishing Ras, just like the Lord demonstrated, like Madhavinda Puri demonstrated, like Nityananda demonstrated, like Prabhupada demonstrated, but not so much externally, to make it more clear. We're fluffing that out now. We're bringing people all the way. So, yeah, what's the rest of the verse there?
That she alone relishes through her love and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love.
You see that? See how it's all intertwined. The sweet, first it was her love, and now it's his love. It's hard to figure out, is it my love or is his love? See, this is now you're in a new thing. I didn't say this before because we talked about Mahamaya. Now there's a Yoga Maya thing going on here, and that's wonderful. That's really where you get to understand these very deep secrets. First it was her love. Now she's realizing it's his love. It's her love. It's his love. It seems like a paradox. Well, you'll be able to resolve those paradoxes by personal experience. Called intimate relationship with God. This is the greatest gift of Lord Chaitanya and in this line here. It's the greatest gift now, revived again. It just takes a while for people to wrap their head around. That's why you got to see this love and you got to hear it preached by experienced devotees, the knowledge of it. In other words, you got to hear it from Sheikh Shikuru. All of these are little sinners, you know. Okay, go ahead, Mary.
Yeah.
The rest of the verse.
Richly endowed with her emotions, appeared.
See, richly endowed with those emotions.
Endowed.
See, you endowed means you have to see them. You can see this person's richly endowed with these special emotions. These are what you see in Lalita and other devotees here. Is you see emotions, but they're not material. That's why they look sort of the same, but sort of different. You see, even though Lalita may cry, she's not unhappy. There's a great bright joyfulness in that. That's beyond what people think. What is this? Why is she crying? She must be miserable. No, that's illusion. You see it, that world is a reflection of this great joy of relishing. Even the transcendental sadness the transcendental sadness dances on the greatest happiness of the demigods. This is the verse in the book. Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita. The misery and the sorrow dances of the devotees of Vrindavan dances on the greatest happiness of the demigods. Because there is no unhappiness in that way. It's all ecstatic. It's all causes part of the play, the transcendental play. Just like you see everybody is playing in the world, but it doesn't look like so much fun sometimes, right? It becomes a drag a lot of the time, and it's becoming a drag more and more, unless you're the elites. Is the sound getting bad to others? And that's you, but others. Okay, well, let me see.
No.
No?
It's
No,
not
it's good.
very good. It's
Yeah.
not very good. Not
It's
here.
not.
Not very good. Not perfect.
Okay.
I've got to do a little bit of an effort to understand you, but it's possible.
Okay. Let's try something else. See if this is. Let's see if it gets better.
If there's a background noise, it's
Yeah.
increasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I'll get another kind of microphone for here. I can get one of these things. Noise canceling. Okay. Okay, see, it should get better now. Is it better?
No.
No, it's not better.
Okay, just go on and read.
Okay. So the Supreme Lord Hari, he appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. May Sri Nityananda Rama be the object of my constant remembrance. Shakashara, Sesanaga, and the Vishnus who lie on the Karana Ocean, the Garba Ocean, and the ocean of milk are his plenary portions, and the portions of his plenary portions I surrender. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Nityananda Rama.
Okay, I'm gonna have you skip some verses here. So go to verse number 20. I
Okay,
think my microphone is better now. It was on the
yeah,
wrong.
it's
It was the
clear,
wrong,
better.
wrong problem. Verse number 20.
You want me to continue reading or do you read?
Yeah. No,
Okay, though.
verse
Okay,
number
though.
20.
Okay. In the in the beginning of this narration, simply by remembering, simply by remembering the spiritual master, and the devotees of the Lord, and the personality of Godhead, I have invoked, I have invoked a benediction. And such remembrance destroys all difficulties and very easily enables one to fulfill his own desires. The invocation involves three processes: defining the objective, offering benedictions, and offering obeisances. The first two verses offer respectful obeisances. They generally and specifically to the Lord, who is the object of worship. And in the third verse, I indicate the absolute truth, who is the ultimate substance. With such a description, one can visualize the supreme truth. In the fourth
Yeah.
verse,
Yeah, the way the Lord is really working now is He's given us the name to chant. See, so that's the object of worship, and you don't have to know this. Oh, this is God. A lot of people doing that, worshiping God. This is God, but they don't know God. They don't. The name is God, but have you realized that? See, so the method is very here. Let's give you God. He's in His name. Come through the process. Meet the devotees who know that Lord more intimately. Learn from them. Be directed a little bit, and chant this name, and so that you can also know this God like they do. That's the process. That's a disciplined mind. Otherwise, you're going around people who don't know God. It's just a religious thing. Oh yeah, we're gurus. We're teachers. We're ministers. We're popes. See, they're all the same thing, basically, more or less. All rule followers and rule teachers or hypocrites. They tell you to follow all the rules and kind of like the government. They're governors. They're your governors. They don't really follow everything. They don't wear their masks except when they're in public to show you. And then they take them off and they go, there's stuff like that. They tell you you can't eat this, and they go and eat it. You know, you can't go anywhere, but they go on vacations. You know how many religious leaders are like that? How many politicians are like that? See? So they don't know God, in other words, because if they really knew God, their heart would be purified and they wouldn't be like that. Yeah. They would have more concern for you, but most people don't. Their hearts are not awakened. They don't know God. But can you imagine you go around people who know God more deeply than you? How do you know? Well, you know, when they chant God's name, that name, Krishna, it's God to them. It's their Lord. It's like, yeah, man, this name, I mean, don't we chant this name every day, meditate on this name every day? Must be a God to us, huh? I mean, to me, that's my worship. I'm just thinking Hare Krishna. See, so you need, if you want quick advancement in this process, you need to be around those who have realized that Lord more intimately. Yeah, and how do you know? They're ecstatic, man. They've found the real pleasure of the Lord. It's a great treasure. His ecstasy, crying, laughing, choking. Wow. See, that love, that's Radha's love. That's your love now. You possess that love. Yes. And you see, wow, this love of the Lord is very sweet. Oh, Krishna's love. My love, his love. Ah. Whatever it is, you're on the top of the hill. You're king of the hill and nobody knows it. They think you're just a fool on top of the hill. Like that song. A fool on the hill sees the world going round. Literally, you see the world of speculation just spinning, everybody's spinning around. You know, look, their minds are going like this. You know, and your mind ain't spinning anymore. Not in that way. Yeah. Okay, another verse. I'll tell you the verse. We got to just cut to the chase here. Yeah. So verse number 31. And don't go on. Just stop at the end of the verse.
Okay then. I request all my Vaishnava readers to read and hear with rapt attention this narration of Sri Krishna Chaitanya as inculcated in the revealed scriptures.
Now, if you start to get really sensitive and in tune to conclusive truth, you might think, wait a second, why is read in there? Is that in the word for word? So I think I even checked this before, but let's go look at the word for word, because that read seems a little bit out of place. It's sometimes Prabhupada would put things in for his preaching because he wanted people to read, and he probably knew they wouldn't be hearing a lot, from the right person. Okay, so word for word.
The word read is not translated, only here.
No, word for word. Synonyms. I'll read it. Sakla, all, Vaishnava, of the devotees of the Lord. Suna, please hear. Hari, making, with rapt attention, Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishnaya, of Lord Krishna. Shastra, scriptural reference, according to decision. See, there's no anything about read in there.
No.
Only hear. Okay? This is the ideal. But yet Prabhupada knew, not everybody's going to hear from a bona fide guru. See, they're just hearing the checklist. That ain't this chapter. That checklist is, none of this is in there. See, hear from speculators, those who are not really of the caliber of this kind of spiritual master. See, but if you get one, they'll tell you, well, look at the word for word. You should hear this. If you really want to get it, you hear this scripture from devotees who know these scriptures, see, from their heart. See? They can relish this truth like this. So that you start to get. The more you hear, the more you get purified, the more ecstatic you worship the Lord. You'll just see that stuff, and then you'll preach the essence again. You extract. That's what Jesus did. He took all the fluff away from the scriptures and just preached the essence. You notice? Did you guys awaken from reading? Not much. I mean, Johann read for 25 years. Was it Janaki read the books for 40 years? But now, see, by hearing, oh, what a different thing, huh? But reading was okay, you got to read and study and all that, but this eventually is leading to hearing. Then it comes to perfection. It comes to fruition. You become like Arjuna. Oh, Krishna, speak more, speak more, speak more. I want to hear more. This is like nectar, your words. That's how you know you're awakening. You start to love to hear from devotees these things, these topics. It enlivens you. See, enlivens the creepers of devotion. You notice Janaki, it was a very interesting video she made yesterday. She had my class and she was showing her facial expressions and how she was really into it, and all these tears were coming and all. It was trippy. It was amazing. Yeah. See, that's how it is. You're hearing from a devotee who is empowered, purified, by this kind of worship. You become like this. You start speaking like this. Your voice becomes like this, enlivening and awakening others. That's where you're in the real line. We're in the real line. See? And if you don't have these symptoms that I'm describing here, that the books describe here, you haven't found the real line yet. Even though you're going to Prabhupada's books, even though you're going to those gurus, you got to really represent the line. So when they figure it out, that these gurus and their followers need to come here where the real line is. I mean, I got Prabhupada's order and I prove it every day. I got Krishna's blessing, I prove it every day. Krishna comes here, Radha comes here. Lord Chaitanya comes here, Prabhupada comes here. These books are here. You're hearing these books here, but not where I've seen out there. They're not preaching the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Who's preaching you can get love of God in this life and actually doing it? It's actually manifested. See, if you don't have love of God, you're not a spiritual master. Matter of fact, if you have love of God and you don't preach this, you're not this type of spiritual master.
Yeah.
You could be a Vaidhi spiritual master. I mean, Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta acted as a Vaidhi spiritual master, even though they had love of God. See? Most of these gurus, all of them, they don't have love of God. But they can maybe teach you rules and regulations if that's what you want. If you want to spend all your life trying to perfect rules and regulations, you can get an upgrade here. You can skip grades here. You can just come here. You don't have to do any. Amy, she didn't have to do any of that. She just come here because, man, she's happy. She's happy to hear. It's elevator from having to do the hard work of all those. They're spending 10, 20, 30, 40 years following Vaidhi Bhakti practices and Varnashram Dharma and all their dedications and all their work. She doesn't have to do that. Well,
right away.
Yeah. And these Vaidhis might say, and this is a good question, you should ask this, oh, Hari, that's not fair. It's not fair that she can just come here and skip grades like this. It's not fair. She was just a food service worker, a failed cheerleader. How come she can do this and we have to work our butts off? That ain't fair. Well,
They don't need to do that.
No. Arjuna asked the same question. He said, Krishna, that's not fair. The demigods got to go through all this work, and I just listen to you, and I go back to Godhead, and everybody's stuck listening to the demigods for many lifetimes before they can go back. That ain't fair, Krishna. And Krishna says, what do you mean it's not? It was fair. I'm preaching, man. I say the same. I'm preaching the truth. They could listen to me and not the demigods. You could listen to me and not Narayan Raj. Yeah. So it's fair. It's fair. Who do you want to listen? You want many lifetimes before you get prema? Or you want to get it this lifetime? I'm preaching what Lord Chaitanya preached. You get it this lifetime. See? So we're making it fair. If you come listen here and you let your own heart decide if what I'm preaching is true and real. Let your own experience. Otherwise, go listen to these demigod types, these charismatic gurus, the ones who tell good jokes, the feminist gurus that are into feminism and stuff like that. And, go to the rules and regulation guys, and a lot of times they don't even follow. Go to the pedophiles in religion too. I mean, they're in there. Oh, they're all over the place in there. It's religion, after all. They're people. They don't understand things as they are. Or you come here, you get the real truth, and then you can see all this bullshit going on here. Yeah. Read that verse again. I forgot where I was.
Mm-hmm. I request all my Vaishnava readers
to hear what. Yeah. So you have the choice to hear here. So it is, in that sense, we make it more fair. Actually, it isn't fair. You're right. It's not fair at all. Nobody should be able to go back to Godhead. They're not qualified. They're not. They don't have the qualification to go back. It is not fair. Lord Chaitanya and his devotees are giving unfair mercy. Yeah, you should do what Narayan Maharaj says. And just, follow all those difficult practices in Anartha Nivritti and get a little bit of ruchi at the end of your life. And then another life you go towards a Shakti, maybe, and maybe you're still working on Anartha Nivritti, just hard work. And after many lifetimes, you get prema. Oh no, Bhav, and then prema, many lifetimes. Yeah, that's what's fair. That's what you should do. But my Lord he's just too merciful. He shouldn't be giving any of us. He shouldn't give any of us in this lifetime the prema you see in Lalita and Johan and others and Janakis and Govindas and all that stuff. He shouldn't give River this stuff. No, she's just a woman hooked on a machine. Who knows what kind of karma she has. She should not have this. She shouldn't. But my Lord said, I don't care, man. I want to give it. And Gohari is my mouthpiece, man. Because he's doing what I'm saying. I'm doing. Prabhupada even said, you're doing exactly what I want you to do. Is exactly what I said here. Yeah, go and bust the preaching of even Narayan Raj. Bust them, man. Show them the mercy of Lord Chaitanya is here. That bhakti is here again. Revive now. Every day you can see it. You'll believe it after a while. We'll wake you up, man. We'll bite you with the truth, man. You saw you've been bitten by the illusions and these speculators and these gurus who they don't have the empowerment to do this job. Yeah, Krishna says, I'm going to empower a guy with a t-shirt, man. And I'll show them that it's an internal thing. It's an anointing, man. I slipped into this guy and this gal and these people and make them super normal, man. Super normal devotees. See, super normal means exactly what it says. You're actually normal. When you're an ecstatic person, now you're super normal person, finally. Otherwise, you're no super normal person. Super mundane. Supra mundane means transcending the mundane. Supra, superior to the mundane. The Lord wants to make everybody like that. What's the problem? See, it's unfair, man. You should go follow Narayan Raj. You're right. Go work your butt off for many lives. Yeah, I shouldn't have even said this. I shouldn't tell you about the mercy of the Lord. Don't follow these unfair things. I mean, the fair things. Rai Maharaj knows to be a very fair guy. Yeah, go follow the fairness, man. And we'll follow what's golden. I like what's golden. Molten gold is where I'm at, man. I like molten gold. I want my heart to melt every day with this bhakti, and I want to see the hearts of other devotees here melting every day. I want the ones who have the outrageous mercy of Lord Chaitanya, the unfair, the magnanimous mercy of the Lord. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Let me get you another juicy verse to yeah. So here's a good one. 32, the next one.
Okay.
River, you read it. Your turn. Read 32.
Okay, Maharaj. 32. Thank you, Lalita. All glories to your lotus feet, dear Maharaj. Lord Krishna enjoys by manifesting himself as a spiritual master.
Oh, Lord Krishna enjoys as the spiritual master. Could you imagine meeting somebody like that in some lifetime? Could you imagine? Does Radhanath have that quality? Is Lord Krishna enjoying as him? Or is Jaipataka? Oh, did he have an illustrious ceremony yesterday, man? His feet were right there. And is Lord Krishna enjoying as him? Or is Lord Krishna enjoying as Gaurahari? I just asked the question. Does it look like where is the Lord enjoying? Where is that? Because that's where the real spiritual master, because you should leave here. If you don't see Lord Krishna enjoying as the spiritual master, Gaurahari, you should leave this place. You should go and find where Lord Krishna is enjoying as the spiritual master. What will you find? What are the qualities? Well, you'll see the fun that the Lord has. You'll see uncommon knowledge, uncommon ecstasy, uncommon revelation, uncommon purification, uncommon enlightenment. You'll see the symptoms that the Lord, I think the Lord is enjoying as that spiritual master, because I see those qualities, these symptoms. These symptoms I could not even dream about. I couldn't even dream of the knowledge of those symptoms. My gurus could never tell me those symptoms, what they were, much less show them, much less communicate them to others where they're getting them too. They're getting the hoochie goochies also. Doesn't she have the hoochie goochies? Wouldn't you say there, Tom? Does she have the hoochie goochies? Doesn't Lalita Ganga have the hoochie goochies? See that? You see it? It's as it is. What's the next sentence there?
Himself as the spiritual master, the devotees, the diverse energy.
The devotees. No, let's not go so fast here. Let's smell the roses along the way. The devotees, like River. You see, oh, look at this. She's a devotee, and she's being, the Lord's enjoying as her. That's called surrender. Lalita Ganga, oh, big sister over there. The Lord's enjoying as her. I think Radha's more enjoying that. I think she's more enjoying as her. That's as the devotees alone. Oh my God, you actually see people who fit the verse here. You actually see a spiritual master that the Lord is enjoying as, and you see him enjoying as the actual devotees of that guru. Oh wow, man. Have you found Caitanya Leela? Have you found the postgraduate chorus? You found the devotee Bhagavats who fit the verse, and by example, and they don't look like they're anything special, man. But they're willing idiots, willing fools, right? We just let the Lord slip in. What am I telling jokes here, River? You see, finally I found people to laugh at my jokes. They think I'm always so serious. I'm always just joking around. What's the next sentence? We don't want to
The
go too
diverse
fast.
energy. The diverse energy.
Yeah. The diverse energies. Yeah, that's another goal. Let's look in the word for word and I'm going to see exactly. I'll read the word for word in that. Or actually, you read the word for word in that.
Okay. The rest of it, Maharaj, is the incarnations and the planetary portions. They are all six.
Go ahead. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so word for word, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, Guru, the spiritual master, Bhakta, the devotees, Shakta, the potencies, Avatar, the incarnations, Brakasha, is that Brakasha? Brakasha. Planetary portions, Krishna, Lord Krishna, I Chayarupi, in the 6 features, Karana, Valsala, Vaisala enjoys.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the diverse energies are the potencies. So the potencies are the knowledge potency, see, and the ananda potency. So these are the diverse energies, and they mix. If you notice, they become very colorful. It's like an artist's palette. See, you're making the painting, and these energies, the ananda and the knowledge, they mix and make a beautiful painting. See, a beautiful painting. So the diverse energies, the ecstasy, and it just creates a dance on the stage, a painting, some creative, wonderful event that purifies the world. That's called the pastime. That's why I say, and others here say, you're in the pastimes of the Lord now. This is all transcendental. You see transcendental ecstasy here, the diverse energies. You see the knowledge and the ananda portion here, Satchidananda. Okay? This is a very unique thing. Everybody is just the masses of devotees. They're just in religion, still doing rules, regulations, ceremony, external bhakti. This is internal. This is the internal. This is the heart of the verses. This is the verses expressed in the world as they are. This is how people finally learn Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, it's all just stays in a book and you don't understand it. You got to see it enacted on the stage of the world. See, weren't the pastimes enacted on the stage of the world? Well, that's called a revival when it's done again. See, it's done. You see, our Lord is still here. You could see the Lord is here with us because even though he was there physically, he's here internally. Because we're also chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and are also becoming ecstatic like the Lord was chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Right? So what happened then is happening now again in full expression. Okay? So therefore people, that's why they rebel at first. That's why they call this as causing trouble, because everything has been going along a certain way, and we give this divine intervention. You see, isn't this divine intervention? Literally? Isn't it the divine expressing in the world, and it causes a little trouble? Don't think I've come to this world to peace. I came with a sword. See, this word in the Bible becomes a living force. Again, the sword is a pen in some author here. See, and so we're swashbucklers now, just slicing up illusion, and we got the empowerment to do that. This is why even people from any new people listening to this, you can come and you can learn something you can't learn anywhere. Life will not teach you this. You cannot. It'll teach you this when you enter the line. See, you enter the lineage. I could never know any of this. Even when I was born again, I had ecstatic love of God. But unless I had these scriptures before me, I would not be able to ascertain these things. That's why they were written. They wrote these books before the devotees. It's like even Bhakti Vinod said the same thing, and Prabhupada saying the same thing, and I say the same thing. We always say the same thing. Bhakti Siddhanta said, Bhakti Vinod wrote these books for me so that you could hear them. And you think that the God brothers said it, or the disciple Bhakti? No. And Prabhupada said the same thing. My guru wrote these books for me. He preached these things for me. Now, why would he say that? Because he saw his God brothers weren't understanding. Even Narayan Raj, in my estimation now, and even back then in my heart, I knew there was none. He didn't understand. Not this. Not what Prabhupada understands. That's why Prabhupada came to me. I seen Narayan Raj said, oh, you see, Prabhupada wanted me to do it. You see, I read all these things, and it's all speculate. They speculate, oh, Prabhupada wanted, and you can't see what Prabhupada's really doing and all that stuff. And it shows. Prabhupada came to me in a lucid dream and has his approval, this kind of. Why wouldn't it have his approval to awaken ecstatic love of God? Do you think that's his dream? That was Bhakti Vinod's dream, that people would become ecstatic Krishna conscious devotees, like of the caliber of those pastimes in the Leela of Lord Chaitanya. We're fulfilling their dream in reality. You cannot just do this unless there's special empowerment. Prabhupada wrote those books for me, literally, personally. And if you hear them, you'll understand that. And then those books were written for you. And you will transmit this to others. And everybody will be doing the long paths. Oh, many lifetimes. Oh, Krishna praying, you got to attain that. You got to chant 1, 2, 3 lakhs a day and follow all the rules perfectly. And everybody still just snails along. The snail. And those who come here and to you guys also, because you become qualified by lapping up the mercy here, they will get it so quickly too. And everybody's snailing along, until they figure that out. So we kind of just try to jog people's understanding a little bit here with the word. See, the word, with the ecstasy, word that comes from the ecstasy, the real Bhakti Vedanta. The real Vedanta that comes from real Bhakti, you can see with your eye, not the, look at me, I'm really ecstatic, but I can't show it. But listen to my Vedanta, which is full of speculations and not full of the mercy of the Lord. You notice this preaching is full of the mercy of Krishna and Lord Chaitanya especially. Full of giving this mercy to others and making them ecstatic. Hey, that's the kind of guru you need. That's the kind of guru that manifests the mercy of Lord Chaitanya in this world. Yes, it is correct. Those who awaken devotion to Krishna are certainly the spiritual master. Okay, so you spiritual masters, show us. Where have you awakened devotion in any one of you? Just show us one of your disciples that has the symptoms of Lalita Ganga, or Johan, or River, or Govinda. Show us one. Just one. Just one. Not the many. There's more here too. A lot of times you're not so visible. When you get some strength, you come here and show that glories of the Lord. Don't hide it under a bushel. Yeah, bring it out when you get the strength. I'll push you a little bit. Sometimes you got to push the birds out of the nest to get them to fly, You're sitting there, I want to sit in a little nest, Put my little butt out in the nest. It's nice and warm here, So I got to push you out a little bit, man. Get you out there. Oh, I got wings, yes. A lot of you are already little birds, you got the wings, man. Spread them out, man. Teach others how to fly. All right, so let's see. Yeah, and so the incarnations, plenary portions. The incarnate, people don't know what are the incarnate. They don't even know Jesus Christ. What is his position? Which is not always easy to understand because he has to express it clearly and a lot, and that has been it's a little bit unclear. But I don't know if you ascertain from what we studied and understand, you could see it's a very powerful incarnation of the Lord. You know, you could say he was Jiva Tattva, but I don't know. I think he's something more like a plenary portion, kind of like a Shiva, like a Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma type incarnation, type thing. Very powerful. Because look how he's remembered. Look how many people taking shelter of Jesus, man. Must be his powerful incarnation. Kind of like an Advaita, something like that. Could be the Lord himself. I mean, it is the Lord himself anyway. So, even if you just look at that, there should be no misunderstanding. Just understand, oh, well, he's something like that. Either he's an empowered devotee, like Prabhupada said, he felt he was an empowered devotee. I think, yeah, maybe, yeah, of course he was empowered. But whether he was a plenary portion, well, maybe, I don't know, Could be. Even Prabhupada's position is a little bit not so easy to understand. He could have been just a jiva, maybe something a little bit more. Look at all of us. We're taking shelter of Prabhupada. Huh? I'm telling you, these gurus will disappear and they'll be forgotten. They'll be forgotten. Eventually, because what kind of juice are you getting? I mean, if you don't get transcendental juice somewhere, you're not going to remember anything. Because the Lord is saying, he gets bored, Let's find some other path. I mean, that's the miracle here. Look, every day we come. Most of us, not all. I mean, if you can, people want to come here. Can you imagine going? This is church, man. This is temple. Can you imagine going to a temple and having a Sunday feast every day? That's what's going on, a Sunday feast, man. But better. There you only get the physical, You know how many people got sick at Sunday feasts? I heard this. I used to get sick. Sometimes even food poisoning. Sometimes they save this stuff for, like over in ISKCON. Some people got food poisoning there, in what do you call Tucson. What is Karuna acting up again? Acting out. Karuna, please stop.
Listen,
Please stop.
listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? Every Sangha has a Karuna.
Well, I hope not.
That's okay. He is what he is. He helps, actually. He helps me in many different ways. He's kind of he picks up on the unconscious stuff. He's like the shadow side. He picks up. Hey, I get some benefit. Actually, I learned some stuff from that. I can't help it. I just like the guy. What are you going to do,
You are so merciful, Karuna. Extremely merciful.
Well, I like him, A little off the wall, but he's himself, he is himself, A little hard to understand, we got, the devotees are oddballs, all of them, to some degrees. And so he's just one of those, just a little bit hard to get, that's all. Okay.
Yeah, but my messages, they are not visible this way.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let me find another verse here. So, yeah, verse 35, read that. And then 36.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual unto, unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord, the Lord's incarnations, his planetary portions, his energies, and the primeval Lord himself.
So, Shuddha Bhakti worship, this is, if you notice, all the beings in there that he's offering respectful obeisances to are liberated souls. He's not mixing them in like they do in ISKCON and all these groups. You mix non-liberated souls worship with liberated souls. See, that's why everything's watered down with speculations. So my great pride and joy is to take these verses and just explain them as they are, to where you can see, oh yeah, I see, I should only worship liberated souls. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. But they say they're liberated. Well, do they have the symptoms of being liberated souls? That we don't know, or that we do know. Okay? All those symptoms are in the body. If you have love of God, you're a liberated soul. Okay? You're worthy to be worshipped. Otherwise, you're not. You're a saint now. This thing they teach, to be a saint, you got to be a superstar, like a Radhanath, lived a cave, renounced all this stuff, and you're appointed by the GBCs and all this external, instead of the internal qualities of the devotee. We should be asking Radhanath or Jaipataka, do you have love of God? Do you have the symptoms? When you chant Maha Mantra, do you cry? Do you laugh? Do you choke up? Do you jump around because you're filled with the excessive bliss? See, that's chapter 23. Do you have these qualities of a real associate of Lord Chaitanya, which is the real guru? That's all. Is that a fair question? Yeah. Yeah, so these kind of questions people need to ask. And you know what? I think we'll stop here because it's a lot. This is a lot of stuff. And we'll save the rest for a little bit later. We'll do another. Maybe I'll do a coffee shop one. I don't know. This is really important stuff. People don't know this. If you get this clear, you become clear. You become purified of speculations, and then all of a sudden you see things as they are. You see the verses as they are. Yeah, let me find a real guru who has the qualities of a real guru that's in the actual book. That somebody's actually told me those real qualities and not hidden them. You know what an illusion this is? This is religion. I take the book as it is, take the Bible or especially the Vedas, and I preach what it isn't. That's called an illusionist. And people think, oh, he's preaching me from the book. This is really true, but it's not. It's not really from the book as it is. It's like people, they write Bhagavad Gita, but they're non-devotees, and therefore they don't really preach to you what was in the book. They even take the book and rewrite it. That's what they're doing in ISKCON. They're taking Prabhupada's books and rewriting them. Is that a symptom of purity, or is that a symptom of speculation and wanting to get checklist type philosophies out there and just get the book more and more in the background? And this is what happens with all religious scriptures. Becomes religion instead of as it is truth. See, what is pointless? Yeah, well, you think it's pointless. No, there is a point. See, the highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion. I must use these as examples. You just misunderstand because you're a beginner. You think, Gohari, you shouldn't talk about them. I have to. Otherwise, there's no Bhagavatam. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of others. People got to know that is an illusion. To worship people that are not self-realized. Because why? The book says so. I just point out it's in the book. That is wrong. This is right. Spiritually. See, there's a right and wrong spiritually too. That is wrong. This is right. If you want to go fast to the spiritual world, you got to learn this. The right and wrong is pointed out, but it's not material right and wrong. That's something else. That's, in the good and evil thing, No, you want Krishna in this life. This is the right way to get him. This is the real path. You listen to liberated soul that the Krishna sends, Lord Chaitanya sends, and then you go right into the kingdom. Otherwise, you're in the wrong path for that. That's the long path. After many lifetimes, like they have promised you, the Raya Maharaj promised you, you will get this prema. But if you're on the right path that goes right into the kingdom, you'll come here and listen here. Is that clear? Isn't that kind of simple? See, this is the new right and wrong. See? Transcendental right and wrong. See? The wrong way is to take the long way. The right way is to go right into the kingdom as it is. See? I'm not a material dualist. I'm a spiritual dualist. See? Can you see the sword? What I just said is my sword. I do. I do, see, duality. I do with all. Slice it all up. Zorro. You notice? Zoda. Zoda stands for Zorro. See, Zorro and Yoda together. See, Yoda looked kind of funny ears and all that, but he was the spiritual master, right? That's like Gohari. He's got these funny ears, t-shirts, says odd things, jokes around all the time, like Yoda. It's the combination of Yoda and Zorro. All right, what do we got here? Okay, I think we're going to stop soon. Because Karuna says, stop. I need to stop it. Okay, he called it right. The duck up you must wake. Okay, thank you very much for coming. We put our views in. Okay, we'll see you a little bit later. Bye now.